Everywhere in the world, we can observe and be touched by acts of kindness. People from all walks of life, faiths, and cultures extend themselves beyond the call of duty to help others unconditionally. Through their noble deeds, humanity as a whole is elevated. To commend virtuous actions and encourage more people to be inspired by their examples, Supreme Master Ching Hai has lovingly created a series of awards, including the Shining World Leadership Award, Shining World Compassion Award, Shining World Hero and Heroine Awards, Shining World Honesty Award, Shining World Protection Award, Shining World Intelligence Award, and Shining World Invention Award to recognize some of the most exemplary, generous, caring, and courageous people who walk amongst us. A small-sized company that strives to build a transformer of household waste into green energy. A high school student dedicated to seeking a timely solution for reusing wastewater. A teenager determined to find the secret of fast decomposing plastic bags. These are among some of the talented individuals and organizations that are making contributions to cleaning our planet through their noble-minded inventions. To recognize and encourage these promising inventors, Supreme Master Ching Hai gave the Shining World Invention Award to the 3 recipients whom we feature today. As a world community, we now face the climate change crisis. Those who stand out to help not only include companies and institutions, but also individuals of different age groups and varied backgrounds. Daniel Burd, a 16-year-old high school student at Waterloo Collegiate Institute in Ontario, Canada, has succeeded in actualizing an environmental dream. He found a way to decompose plastic bags in 3 months. They normally take thousands of years to degenerate in nature. Humans produce and use 500 billion to 1 trillion plastic bags each year, severely putting our marine co-inhabitants in danger and polluting our lands. Daniel said when doing household chores, he often opens the closet door only to be greeted by plastic bags falling out. He then began to wonder if there was a way to take care of them for good. He was aware that plastic bags pose a huge problem, but he also knew that eventually they do decompose, most likely from bacteria. Daniel set out to find the right plastic-eating microbe and concentrate it in greater numbers than found in nature for faster decomposition. First, Daniel took a piece of plastic bag and ground it into powder. Next, he created a solution based on a mixture of some household chemicals, yeast, and tap water with some landfill dirt to encourage bacteria growth. He then let them blend together with the ground plastic. Daniel Burd found that the plastic did decompose faster than it would in nature. From the mixture, he was able to isolate the bacteria responsible for this phenomenon. The strips of plastic bag he tested on became visibly thinner and more brittle in just a few weeks. The same results were obtained when he tested on whole plastic bags. The only waste generated from this process was water and a minute amount of carbon dioxide. In addition, the materials necessary to make it happen were simple: a fermenter, a growth medium, and plastic. Little energy was necessary because the bacteria themselves produced heat as they digested. For his clever work and noble intentions, Daniel Burd was the recipient of the Shining World Invention Award from Supreme Master Ching Hai. He also received a $500 gift from Supreme Master Ching Hai. He wrote the following letter to Supreme Master Ching Hai expressing his gratitude. Revealed in his words is the impressive heartfelt determination Daniel has about saving the planet.
Thank you very much for honoring me with the Shining World Invention Award. To receive such recognition means a great deal to me. It shows that there are organizations and individuals in our world who are working on and supporting extremely important environmental issues. We just have to find a balance between Mother Earth and our daily lives, because we cannot go on living as if we have a spare world in our pocket.
Our next recipient is also a high school student. His name is Đinh Trần Vũ An, and he is studying at Sadek High School in Đồng Tháp Province, Au Lac, or Vietnam. Ang was awarded a Shining World Invention Award for his development of a filter system to treat household wastewater. At Ang's town, the wastewater draining system is frequently blocked and produces an unpleasant odor that pollutes the local environment. To overcome this problem, Ang designed a treatment system for household wastewater before it actually reaches the drains. He applied what he considered to be basic knowledge that he had learned at school and was able to construct the filter. It was tested rigorously for 9 days, proving that after the treatment, the wastewater became clean. No trace of soap, oil, or toxic chemicals could be found. Not only does the device get rid of smells and toxins, it enables animals such as fish and worms to return and live in this kind of water again. Ang's invention is potentially enormously beneficial to many lives. Đinh Trần Vũ An was blessed to be honored with the Shining World Invention Award in the presence of Supreme Master Ching Hai during a video conference in Thailand on October 11, 2008.
Kính mời lên sân khấu nhà phát minh trẻ, bạn Đinh Trần Vũ An.
Chào Vũ An.
Bạn Đinh Trần Vũ An.
Chúc mừng hả?
Là tấm gương tiêu biểu cho sự tận tâm và cao thượng. Bạn Vũ An mang lại một tương lai tươi sáng hơn cho nhân loại qua phát minh kỹ thuật lọc nước thải bảo vệ môi trường. Phát minh của bạn Đinh Trần Vũ An có ý nghĩa rất lớn cho đời sống của dân ở vùng bị ô nhiễm. Những đóng góp đầy nỗ lực và tình thương của bạn đã tạo dựng một môi trường sống, nơi đó con người được sống thân thiện, hòa hợp hơn với thiên nhiên. Kính mời đại diện Hội Quốc tế Thanh Hải Vô Thượng Sư chuyển tới bạn Vũ An thư cảm tạ của Thanh Hải Vô Thượng Sư và giải Gương phát minh sáng ngời thế giới từ Hội Quốc tế Thanh Hải Vô Thượng Sư.
Chúc mừng nha. Chúc mừng Vũ An nha.
Dạ, cảm ơn sư phụ.
Giỏi, giỏi. Trẻ tuổi mà giỏi.
We will be right back after the next recipient of the Shining World Invention Award, a company dedicated to using 21st century technology to overcome the global challenge of recycling solid waste. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Gracious viewers, thank you for joining us again in today's episode of Shining World Invention Award. The next recipient we are meeting is from Reclaim Resources, a British company that is dedicated to using 21st century technology to overcome the global problem of recycling solid waste. The company's amazing invention turns almost 2/3 of household waste into useful products, such as ethanol, a biofuel alternative to gasoline or electricity. Director Philip Hall explains how it works.
We've invented a product that takes ordinary household waste and at the end of the process we can convert that household waste into a really useful product such as either electricity or ethanol. Ethanol of course can feed engines, electricity can feed, well, all number of things. So in essence what we do is we put the waste down a very long cylindrical tube. It's about 16 meters long. And this processes about 10 tons of garbage per hour. It then goes through our odor removal equipment, and what you can't see here is the fact that we pick up all of the odor around here. This area we can either sort mechanically or by hand, whichever is preferable, but at least the product has now at this juncture been sanitized. The resulting products like the tin, the aluminium, may go off and be binned and then totally recycled. But what we're particularly interested in is all the biomass. And typically biomass will be about 63% of everybody's garbage. So 63% of the product we can then convert into, as you see here, illustrated ethanol, but that could also just as easily be electricity.
Globally, we create billions of tons of waste per year. The waste is either incinerated or put into landfills. The invention by Reclaim Resources remarkably addresses this global issue. The two main chambers of these waste plants could process about 150,000 tons of rubbish into green energy each year.
This is a totally natural way of disposing of the waste and ending up with a very useful fuel. A lot of countries, UK being one, where it's obligatory to use a percentage of ethanol in your car tank. 5%, 10%, 15%, and this is going up and up and up as the years go on. But alternatively, we can of course make electricity.
As Mr. Hall explains, the Vantage waste processing system seems an intelligent solution to a growing problem. Mr. Hall expresses how important and economically viable it is for all countries to go green.
These plants, they're not actually that immobile, are they? They're quite small and could be built in many areas. So you're looking to get these into developing countries, is that right?
Absolutely. Well, traditionally incineration plants are extremely large and extremely expensive. Ours are very, very small by comparison and of course very inexpensive. We are probably a tenth of the cost of a typical incineration plant. So we have the advantage of mobility. I don't know a country in the world that hasn't got a problem in terms of getting rid of its rubbish. So the application is as true in Kent here as it is anywhere else in the world. Certainly the units are mobile, and our philosophy is we would manufacture in the country of origin. So the people in that country would have a part in building this equipment. We would supply just the technical input. So jobs will be created there. We would produce a useful end product, hopefully electricity. And as I've said before, that can be used for anything. Education, it can be used to feed computers so people can educate themselves a little bit more and improve their way of life.
It also means that there will be no need to use precious land and water resources to raise crops to convert them into fuel.
Is it an efficient and cost-effective way to produce electricity and biofuels?
It's extremely cost-effective because the raw source of our fuel stock, of course, is rubbish. And rubbish, people actually want to pay to have it taken away. So to all intents and purposes, that's very plentiful and it's free. And as you can see here, the alternative to creating ethanol, of course, is to grow crops. The crops are then fed into, and the ethanol is made as an end product. That's not our way of doing it. We don't have to cut down trees to plant crops. We believe that the crops should be used to feed people rather than feed engines. So our food stock comes from garbage, trash, etc. So given that that is free, the cost of actually producing this is very, very low. There is not a high cost. There is some yeast and some enzymes, but taken quite naturally, it is not an expensive product.
Mr. Philip Hall has also thought of how the disposal system could be placed in a city. It is an alternative to having a large plant to where waste from all over the city is transported.
To process 1 million tons, you have to drag all of that rubbish across the cities in lorries, and we think that just increases the carbon footprint. So it's far better to build a number of smaller plants which can be scattered all the way around a city. They're not intrusive in any way, there are no big chimneys there, they're quite small, and the carbon footprint of course is reduced because you're collecting from a much smaller area.
The Shining World Invention Award was presented to Reclaim Resource in recognition of the company's outstanding green innovation.
It's very, very, very kind of you. We do appreciate this award greatly. I think we're all really trying to strive for the same end. I applaud your channel in bringing good news, which is very refreshing for a change, that there is good news about, and there is a lot of it, so thank you for that. We're both trying to improve the way we live, our planet, and we in our own way have strived to do that, and I think with the help of your channel, we'll increase it more. Thank you very much.
A salute of admiration and appreciation to the recipients of the Shining World Invention Award. We look forward to your remarkable designs being put into practice and improving the quality of life for communities around the world. Thank you, thoughtful viewers, for being with us on today's program. Coming up next is Words of Wisdom, right after Noteworthy News on Supreme Master Television. May we continue to be blessed with the love and wisdom in finding ways to restore and enhance our precious planet.